At Red Wilson Field, I'm Amanda Irvine as the Firebirds take on the YD Red Sox for the second night in a row. The Birds will look to make it 4 straight. Tune in to the Bird Buzz for more interviews and analysis. Alongside broadcaster Nate Gatter, I'm Amanda Irvine here with the Bird Buzz. Nate, the Firebirds playing the Red Sox the second night in a row. The Firebirds at this point are leading the league in a lot of offensive categories, especially home runs, adding 2 more last night, 10 home runs, the next most 3 for another team. What are some things at the plate that the Firebirds do need to work on?
Well, it's kind of easy to identify those because they're so few and far between, but for me, it's walks that stands out. The team has only walked 14 times while hitting 10 home runs, which is by far the fewest in the league. And as much as we love to see Firebirds hitting home runs left and right, that's not necessarily something that's going to be repeatable over and over the course of an entire 44-game season, especially when you play 22 of those games at Eldridge Park. So it's important that this team establishes an awareness of the strike zone because they have been striking out a lot without walking very much. And at some point when the power of those bats cools off a little bit, it's going to be important to get guys on base without hitting the ball all the way to the fence or over it.
So Team USA, the boys on that team are leaving tomorrow. Bobby Delback, Colby Woodmansey, Bryson Brigman, Steven Nogosek. How can the team keep the wins coming without them?
Well, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for the first couple days. You're going to rely even more on those temporary players who have been playing well. TJ Nichting from Charlotte on the infield, Adam Pate and Alex Call from North Carolina and Ball State, respectively, in the outfield. Those guys are certainly capable of picking up the load for a little while, and then you'll get the infusion of the guys from Omaha. Hopefully, Daniel Pinero from Virginia, Zach Collins, Willie Abreu from Miami, Brian Reynolds from Vanderbilt. So I think it's about stemming the losses for a little bit of time. It's important that they recognize it isn't a long-term thing. Just game to game and get through it. It's maybe a week, maybe 2 without most of these guys. So I think it's very doable.
So the bullpen pitched 5 scoreless innings last night. What have you been seeing from those arms?
The bullpen has been tremendous. Honestly, they're kind of lost. We talked about this with Kit Sheets and the Player of the Game interview on Firebirds post-game wrap-up last night, that the bullpen sometimes gets looked over because it's rare that any individual will put together a shocking performance on one night because they're only pitching 1, maybe 2 innings at a time. But the bullpen put together 5 shutout innings and got the win last night, and that's something we've become accustomed to. Quite a few guys out there still have 0 ERAs. Kit Sheets is one of them. He hasn't allowed a run yet over 5 2/3. And when he's been able to come into 4 appearances, all of them Firebirds wins, that's huge for Kelly Nicholson to have the trust that when these starters are only going 4 or 5 innings early in the summer, that he can turn to that bullpen and they're going to hold the lead all the way to the end of the game.
All right, thanks for the insight, Nate. For Nate Gatter, I'm Amanda Irvine here with the Bird Buzz.